everyone, this is your girl Rosita Cooper, and we're on Living Your Dreams with Rosita. I have the celebrity trainer, Mr. Buckner, here with me. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
That is awesome. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for being on the show to share your knowledge with everyone. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Well, thank you. So I want you to give some information on how you actually got started in the training. I knew that you at one time you was an NBA shooting coach, you know, so how did you get started in the industry?
I started actually by being a player. I played for a small school, Putnam County High School. I was a shooting guard there, and then I ended up earning a scholarship to play for ABAC, which is a small junior college by Tipton, Georgia. So loving the game, played it growing up with my brothers, loved it. It was something that made me feel good, and I feel like I can do well. And I started trying to pursue to do more with it, like try to play pros, and had a couple of NBA camps I went to, and decided that, you know, I wanted to go into the business of teaching. And what better way to go into something that you've been doing for the last 20 years of your life? So I end up working with a couple of players, putting together a routine that really works for them, and listening to them what they need, and kaboom. I actually got started off my own business.
So
this was at probably about 23.
Okay, so did you try to be an NBA player, or did you just straight go in? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I did. I went to a couple of camps. Try out, and didn't make it, and didn't pursue or wanted to spend money more, because I just realized my passion was more into the business side of the game than it was playing the game.
Okay. Okay, so I see that you have 2 books. You're an author now. So you have 2 books, Take the Shots. So tell us about that right there. One of them is Take the Shot. Okay.
Yeah, Take the Shot. We did was my second book. My first book was a children's book, and it's called The Great Safari Adventure. But Take the Shot is my second book, and I wanted to give businesses an opportunity to have a step-by-step process how to start the business. And so what I did is I took Take the Shot, and I made basketball analogy, how we teach how to shoot the ball, the steps we take how to shoot the ball. I transformed them into steps that you can use in order to start your business.
Exactly.
And these are really critical steps when you first getting started, because the biggest part that I found with a lot of business owners is to actually take that first step. So I wanted to put it in basketball terms of how you can take that first step.
Exactly.
And that's what Take the Shot about. That's what Take the Shot is about.
Okay. And see, I like to use the different terminology for stuff as well. I like to use examples so people can understand, you know, exactly what you're talking about, because you can use one term, but a lot of people understand stuff more when you use something that they can relate to. And I guess I learned that from the ministers in my family, because, you know, my dad was a minister, both my granddads, and, you know, all throughout my family is preachers and stuff. So I learned that every time they was preaching about something, they always gave an example of something else, you know. So that's a good thing. And when I read the title, I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, take the shot. You know, he's talking about life, but he using the basketball terminology to break it down. And that is awesome. That's yeah. So tell us about the other book.
Thank you. Well, the other book, we are it launches off on Amazon in about 2 weeks, but it is from my physical fitness background as a trainer. And one of the things that I do as a physical fitness trainer is I monitor what you eat. I give you eating guidelines of do's and don'ts and timing. I then work up your workout according to what you're trying to get done. So from that industry and history, I wanted to put something together that will give people a chance to really focus on how important the food is.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wrote that and got through with this book, I didn't realize, it came in the time that this pandemic came around.
Mm-hmm.
And with this pandemic, the most important part that anybody can secure themselves throughout this pandemic is to have a healthy immune system.
Yes.
So I went and researched with a couple other nutritionists, and we decided to put all the foods that we can find that builds the immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And we took those foods and we put them in recipes to make, entrees out of them, like lunch, dinner, and breakfast out of them.
Yeah.
So the book is called The Immune Boost. And what it does is a 30-day meal plan of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It shows you what ingredients that you can go shop and pick up, shows you how to prepare it, and also then shows you how it looks. And if you eat these items for 30 days, we can almost guarantee you will have a fully strong, repaired immune system to fight off anything you're dealing with, at least of all to get you a jump start in order to making you have total health. So it comes out on Amazon in about 2 weeks, but I'm doing pre-sale, which if they was to email me, I will give them a first edition copy before it hits on Amazon. So you can let your viewers know that if they email you that they want a copy of the book for a pre-sale copy of the book, it will be in either Kindle or we can have it sent to their iPhone.
Well, you can actually give them your email address right now so they can, know where to get it from.
So it's my full name, Kent, K-E-N-T, Buckner, B-U-C-K-N-E-R, 365 @gmail.com. And just write on there, Kent, send me my copy and let me know that you want it either in Kindle format or you want it for iPhone format. And I will see you. Now, the price is $19.99.
Mm-hmm.
And you was to cash app me. Once you email me, I'll send you the cash app. And then we'll directly send the book and you can start clicking on it right away.
Oh, nice. See, I need something like that. You stay in Atlanta right now, right?
I do. I go back and forth from Vegas to Atlanta.
Okay. So I'm going to need a personal trainer soon.
Oh, okay.
My eating habits are so bad. So, I'm going to need a personal trainer. But okay, when I first met you was like 4 years ago, and you was doing this thing, bringing Hollywood to Atlanta. Are you still doing that?
Well, I am. It's in a different format. I'm proud to say that I'm the CEO of True Colors Inc. And what True Colors Inc. is, we are a company that produce movies, live stage show, live plays, live events. Our company mission is to produce our true Black history in the form of those type of entertainments.
Nice.
I'm working with one of the top historian and 4 other credible historians, and we are now doing philanthropy of trying to find the true Black history of our ancestors before slavery.
Yes.
Now, to give you an example, are you familiar with Queen Nzinga?
No, I know a few of them, Queen Nefertiti, and
Queen Nzinga. Every Black female should know who Queen Nzinga is. Queen Nzinga is the one set the standard for infiltration that we still use today in our armies, detectives. We use infiltration in business when we do surveys. Everything on this planet that has to deal with infiltration, Queen Nzinga did it first.
Nice.
She's considered the most brilliant warrior back in that time against the colonial empire, the whites, basically. She was one of the strongest ones to abolish slavery among people and have a place where the slaves can come to be free. And this is a woman, a Black woman. Now, you would think that should be in our history book, that this woman has such a mark on how we live today, that, and she was a Black woman.
Yeah.
That has a lot, what we do in America today is a lot come from her doing it first.
Nice.
And so we want to bring, right. And so we want to bring that kind of stuff in a movie format.
Okay.
We want to bring that and let our true history show in a movie format instead of the created history like the Mummy and Indiana Jones. We need to show true history of the people who were really back there and what they actually did in a movie. Nice. So 2021 was supposed to be our year of movie making, but with COVID, everything is pushed back. So we're probably pushing our first movie out in 2022.
Okay. Okay, awesome. You better not forget about me now. You know I act.
I do. I do.
And I got that queen look. You know?
Right. Check you out. Yeah, you do.
Okay. Okay, what you getting ready to say?
No, and I say, well, that's where we are with the company, and I'm very excited about holding that particular job, and I'm looking forward to getting into making movies. So, and for a lot of actors and actresses that are out there, that we're not going through the Hollywood way of getting people for our movies. We're going to go with people who that can show that they can do this work, and it's a lot that we're going to do when it comes to movie making, especially for our culture, because we're going to need our culture to represent our culture in the movie.
Yeah, so, definitely.
So we're hoping that we really get to Tyler Perry and we'll get his support and other artists, Michael B. Jordan. We're hoping that we can get involved, get in touch with them to let them know this movement that we're making, and we'll go from there.
Well, the best thing that I'm going to say, like my dad always said, if you really want to get somebody attention, start doing it first and let them come to you.
Right. Exactly. And that's what we're doing as well. We're going to be we're looking at sponsors and so forth, but yeah, we're putting this together ourselves. And if we do get the involvement of other people, it will also be great, because I'm a big fan of Tyler Perry. I mean, wonderful, wonderful gentleman, strong-minded.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Right, and just I love what he's been through, because something similar I've been through, and his achievement. But yet he doesn't let anybody move the way he thinks and how he runs his business, and I think it's remarkable.
Exactly. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so a part of Living Your Dreams with Rosita, there's a testimonial part. Okay, and it's to inspire others to not give up on their dreams, or to take the first step, like you said, take the first shot, take the first step to go after their dreams. Because there's a lot of people that are afraid to take the first step, and there's a lot of people that's following their dreams that when they get to a certain point, things start happening in their life. They don't realize it's supposed to be the testimonial part, and they're going to get past it, but they give up right at that breaking point. So I want for you to tell something that have happened in your life that made you almost want to give up. And how did you get past that?
Well, I remember I was in California, and I had moved out there. I was working with Tay Diggs and a couple of other artists, and I actually had moved out there with with a friend of mine, and we were going to work together in order to do our dreams out there. We ended up getting an apartment together, and throughout the course of that, he ended up bailing out. So, up in, and everybody know in California, it's very difficult to live by yourself in an apartment up there, because the rent is really high unless you really have made it. So I was still on the process of making it, and I wanted to stay there, and I wanted to make sure I stay and would do my dream. And I came to a point where I wasn't making the kind of money that I need to make in order to stay in the apartment. So I ended up having to do what Tyler Perry did. I had to live in my car for about a week, well, not about 2 weeks, until I got a check come in that I can put down on a new apartment. So people look at, when you have them the setbacks of living in your car, and you look at all the feelings that come with that, and you look at all the embarrassment, that thing that you mentally feel coming out of that. And that's why I learned that you can't let your intuition, feelings, and people's thoughts be the reason, the way to get something done.
Yes.
Living in that car was part of a formula I needed in order to save money to get the apartment. Now, if I hadn't lived in the car and I had to try to do something based on I felt embarrassed what people were going to think about me, or I felt embarrassed that I let myself down, and all these emotions, then I would have never wrote my first book. Because the formula of me getting in that car, saving money, it gave me a peace of mind to really focus on what I really wanted to do. And I created, and I was able to have the peace to create a formula that will help me get to where I want it to be. So I think that experience in the car changed me, because coming from a small town, not a lot of teaching and rearing to keep me on track, and being a spoiled kid, that one thing about spoiled children is that they're not forced to have to do a formula to get stuff done. Most of the time they let them fail and they still reward them. So then the child doesn't develop any formula to find a way of getting stuff done. So that was me. And that little time that I failed is a great time for me, because it forced me to create a formula which wasn't taught me by my parents. And once I realized that I can create my own formula that creates success, I had all the power in the world then.
Awesome. So tell us a little about your childhood. You said that you was the spoiled kid. Tell us, do you feel as though that if your parents had been stricter, that your life would have been different? Or do you feel as though that, you are who you are because of how you had to live? There's a lot of spoiled kids that I know that grows up and they still in that spoiled mode, and they really haven't accomplished a whole lot. So do you feel that you learning stuff on the street and coming up with your own method and stuff that, I know you understand what I'm trying to get at, because it's so much that I want to say, like different questions going on in my head all at one time, but explain how you felt that transition. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to the question that where I felt like I got everywhere by myself, no. Even though the parents don't do what you think is the right thing to do, it's still how you absorb everything, and how you look at things from what's best for you. And sometimes what you think is best for you is not really what's best for you. And that's where usually the parents guiding. But if you don't have parents that have given you the right guidance, there are still examples of people that are out there that have done what you want to get done. And they might not share what exactly that they did, but you can kind of do your own research and try to put together what is it that this person did in order to get to the position they are, and what did they do that I can take a little bit of that and add to me to get what I need to get done.
Awesome. So what are some inspiring words that you can give the audience that you feel as though that they can grow from the rest of their lives, and they can teach their generations, on down the line?
Well, the three major components that have been the strength to me to do all my books, all my success in basketball, all my golf, and now learning this new journey and learning from my true ancestors, of finding out who you really are and seeing other people like you do great things other than what we see of slavery.
Yeah.
We need to see that we were once kings. You need to see that. You need to see that our culture ruled the planet at one time. We need to see ourselves that look like us do other things besides music, basketball, and what America has allowed us to become. because now we only think that that's all we can become of whatever we have succeeded in America. But we need to see that there's a cultural of our ancestors that have done things that the whites now do now, but our ancestors did it first. Like, for example, ancient Egypt was all black. And that's where the creation of mathematics comes from. That's where the creation of music comes from. All those things that was created was in ancient Egypt when it was all black. So we need to see that we can do other than what we see that America has allowed us to do. Once you see that you was once a king and you never came from slavery to do it, you never came from the slavery of people being oppressed by anybody, and we were kings and we ruled and we were great warriors, to see that we have done a lot of stuff that now whites do, but they come from our ancestors where it comes from. So once you see that, there's an overwhelming feeling of pride for being black that will help to erase the stigma of what America Black has put on. And so to me, I have this unlimited amount of power that is nothing I can't do, because I've seen that my ancestors, that the people of now, all their creation come from my ancestors. So now that gives me so much motivation that I'm the inspired one. Now I am now responsible for making sure that we keep the planet in order. I'm responsible to make sure our people learn what they need to learn. I feel more responsible now to the planet, that not to throw trash down, not to talk to women a certain way, because I know the true history of it. I would encourage everyone to find the true history of who you are and look at ancestors before slavery to see who we really are, because that is so much power for you to realize that you're not a product of the slave. You just happen to be born after the slave movement, but you're not a product of the slave.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I know you want to give them your website information and how they can contact you, your email again. So.
Okay. It is just email if you want a copy of Immune Boost. That's the name of the book. You just email me at Kent, K-E-N-T, Buckner, B-U-C-K-N-E-R, 365 at gmail.com. So that's Kent Buckner 365 at gmail.com.
All right. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you again. You start doing my training and stuff.
Sounds good.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, I really appreciate you being on the show, and congratulations on everything that you're doing. And I like I always tell folks, I'm so proud of you. People don't hear that enough. That what they've done, they actually help pave the way for everything. Everything in life is a piece of a puzzle, and everything that you do, whether it's teaching, preaching. Everything is a part of a puzzle that's going to help people in their lives, and you never know who you're touching. And I know that the things that you have done have touched and helped a lot of people, whether it was in the NBA for us to teaching them how to shoot, or your books on teaching them how to eat healthy and stuff. So congratulations on that, and I appreciate you actually caring about other people and their well-being, because that's what it shows about you, that you care about other people. Right. So thank you so much on everything that you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And kudos to you too, man. You got this radio up and running. You are now about to get more, more syndicating through television and everything now too.
Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations to you. You deserve it.
Thank you so much.
Hard-working woman. Hard-working woman.
I tried. I took that from my daddy. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Living Your Dreams with Rosita. You have been watching Rosita Cooper and Kent Buckner. Until next time, let no one and nothing stop you from following your dreams. Peace and love. Peace and blessings. Peace.
Thank you.
Everyone, this